In the heart of Dorset, England, within the vast halls of the Bovington Tank Museum, stands a machine that commands more than just historical respect. It's a titan of iron and steel, forged in the crucible of the Second World War. This is Tiger 131, the last functioning German Tiger I tank in the entire world. To the casual observer, it's a magnificent war trophy, a relic captured by British forces in North Africa back in 1943. But for those who walk these halls after dark, for the engineers who've worked on its restoration, and even for some visitors who find themselves lingering a little too long in its shadow, Tiger 131 is more than just a historical artifact. It carries a presence, a chilling echo from its violent past. They have a name for this presence: Herman the German. The story of Tiger 131's ghost begins where its combat life ended, in the sun-scorched landscapes of Tunisia. On the battlefield, this tank was a steel behemoth, an almost unstoppable force. Its armor was so thick that Allied shells would simply ricochet off its hull, leaving its crew safe inside. But its invincibility wasn't absolute. During one fierce engagement, a perfectly aimed shot from a British Churchill tank didn't destroy Tiger 131, but it did something just as effective. The shell struck the gun mantlet, ricocheted down and wedged itself into the turret ring, jamming it completely. The crew, trapped inside a now crippled war machine, panicked. In the chaos that followed, some tried to flee but were tragically cut down. Others never even made it out. When the smoke cleared, British soldiers found the abandoned tank, its crew either gone or lost. The tank was captured, meticulously studied, and eventually brought to England, finding its final resting place here at Bovington. That should have been the end of Tiger 131's story. A legendary machine retired to a museum. But perhaps one of its crew, one of the men who called this steel beast home, never truly left. Decades passed, and as engineers began the painstaking process of restoring Tiger 131 to its former glory, strange and unexplainable things began to occur. Mechanics would leave their tools out at the end of a long day, only to return the next morning to find them neatly arranged, as if inspected by an unseen quartermaster. They would report sudden, bone-chilling drafts of cold air moving through the tank's interior, even when it was completely sealed shut. Most unnervingly, oily fingerprints would mysteriously appear on the controls, on the driver's levers and the commander's viewport, long after the restoration crew had wiped everything clean. Soon, it wasn't just the staff who noticed the oddities. Visitors started sharing their own unsettling experiences. People would swear they caught a glimpse of a pale, spectral figure standing in the commander's cupola, a man dressed in a dark wartime uniform, his face obscured by shadows. Others reported hearing the heavy steel hatches rattling and clanking, as if someone inside was desperately trying to get out, or perhaps trying to rejoin the battle that had ended for them so many years ago. The stories grew, becoming a whispered legend among the museum's exhibits. And then came the experiences that were too direct, too personal to dismiss. One evening, a security guard was making his final rounds. The museum was eerily silent, the massive tanks standing like sleeping giants in the dim light. As he approached Tiger 131, he heard it, a distinct metallic sound from within. A slow, rhythmic clank, metal shifting against metal. He froze, his flashlight beam fixed on the imposing silhouette of the tank, and then he felt it, an icy, clammy pressure on his shoulder, as if a pair of hands were pressing down on him. He spun around, heart pounding in his chest, expecting to see a prankster or an intruder. But there was no one there. The hall was empty. When he dared to turn back to the tank, his eyes caught a flicker of movement in the turret. Just for a second, he saw the faint outline of a face watching him from the darkness within. Terrified, he left the museum that night and, true to the story, never came back for another shift. It was after incidents like this that the staff affectionately, and perhaps a little nervously, gave the ghost his name: Herman the German. Who is Herman? The theories are as numerous as the strange occurrences themselves. Some believe he was the tank's commander, a proud officer who couldn't bear to be separated from his machine, even in death. His spirit, they say, remains bound to his post, eternally vigilant. Others suggest he might have been a dedicated mechanic, one of the men who perished inside and now spends his afterlife in a perpetual cycle of maintenance, tending to the vehicle that was once his life's work. Whatever the truth may be, Herman's presence has become an inseparable part of Tiger 131's legacy. It's a story told with a mixture of fascination and genuine fear. But perhaps the most unsettling aspect of the legend is the feeling that many people describe when they get close to the tank. The air around Tiger 131 often feels different, heavy, dense, and noticeably colder. It's a feeling that makes the hair on your arms stand up, an instinctual sense that you are being watched by something unseen, just beyond the edge of your vision. Some visitors feel so uneasy that they quickly move on, unable to shake the feeling of a spectral presence lingering nearby. Others have claimed to hear faint whispers, muttered phrases in German, carried on the still air when no one else is around. There is ancient folklore, tales of powerful warriors whose spirits cling to their weapons, refusing to let go of their bond even after death. Perhaps Tiger 131 is more than just a tank. Perhaps it's a tomb, a steel prison holding the restless soul of a soldier, forever trapped within the machine that defined his life. And so, Tiger 131 sits in its place of honor at Bovington, a powerful relic of war and a chilling monument to the unexplained. To most, it is a breathtaking marvel of engineering, a priceless piece of world history. But to those who know the stories, to those who have felt that cold touch or heard that ghostly whisper, it is something more. It is a haunted machine. So if you ever find yourself walking through the halls of the Bovington Tank Museum and you stop before the mighty Tiger 131, take a moment. Look closely into the shadows of its interior. You might just see the faintest flicker of movement or feel an inexplicable chill brush against your skin. And if you do, be warned. You may not be alone. Herman the German might still be on duty, forever tinkering, forever waiting, trapped inside the steel monster that was both his pride and his grave. Thank you so much for joining me on this dive into one of military history's most fascinating ghost stories. If you enjoyed this, please hit that like button and consider subscribing for more tales from the crossroads of history and the unexplained. We'll see you in the next one.